Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse for CTN's live coverage of boys high school basketball. Tonight, it's the home opener and the crosstown rival Blaine Bengal team coming in to face the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Joe Young and Howie Shapiro sidelines, and Howie, two teams really trying to get good starts this year.
Yeah, there's so many storylines in this game, as we'll talk about later as it unfolds. But yeah, a nice start for the Bengals. They come in 3-1. They beat Forest Lake, they beat Cambridge, they lost to a team from Wisconsin, and they just beat Centennial. So they're on a hot streak, and Coon Rapids as well, 2-2, having a nice season. And this is a great rivalry that has really become a nice one for this season.
And for the Cardinals, of course, they also started with St. Francis and Cambridge. They're 4 games into their season, and this is their first time on the home floor. And they split against those two. It's going to be a big test for them against the Blaine team that beat Cambridge.
They're really excited, especially the fact that they're back at home, and they've been on the road up until now. So an opportunity in front of a packed gym to see what they can do against these Bengals.
Well, the Bengals will put up a lot of points. They have a senior leader on the perimeter that is going to be one the Cardinals will certainly want to watch.
Lucas Larson averaging about 16, a little over 16 points a game, and he is one of those players that the Cardinals have to know. They've got to do a really good job of getting hands in the face, coming out, guarding the perimeter. Blaine loves to shoot from behind the arc, so defensively they know they're going to have to trouble him up top.
Both of these teams won over Forest Lake by about the same margin. For the Cardinals, the X factor was Jackson Aurelius in the second half. He's got a couple of games over 20 points already this season.
Jackson's having a really nice season, averaging 18 points and almost 6 boards a game. He's one of those players along course with Marshall Holland, the big men up front, that are really the Cardinals are relying on to score from the perimeter, and then certainly Holland from the outside.
And the Cardinals hoping to push the pace in this one, see if they can outrun the Bengals up and down the floor, get a win in their home opener. Bengals and the Cardinals take the court next on CTN.
Get all your Cardinals sports action with Joe and I live every Monday at 7:30. If Coon Rapids plays it, Sports Night covers it. Sports Night on local cable CTN.
Back in the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse, just about ready to get this contest underway between the Bengals and the Cardinals. I'd like to introduce the third member of our staff, Jen Halverson, on the sidelines. Jen.
Coming off of a 90-54 loss to Champlin Park earlier this week, head coach of Coon Rapids, Micah Gorick, told me that the numbers just don't reflect the effort his team put into that game. He said that the problem was not that they weren't getting good shot opportunities, they just simply weren't finishing. Tonight, the Cardinals, our focus is to come out with high energy on both ends of the court. This Blaine team has 6 players over 6'4". They are all veteran players and play very physical. Keeping them out of the paint and beating them on the boards will pose a big challenge for Coon Rapids. Also contesting every shot on the perimeter also cannot go overlooked for Coon Rapids. The Bengals shot 50% from behind the arc on Tuesday. This game continues some personal history between the two head coaches, Mike Ogorick and Mark Arsdorf of Blaine, who have a special relationship that I'll give you some more info on later tonight. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Jen. And
there's head coach Micah Gork, and when I talked to him, Joe, I said, "What are your keys?" We talked for about a half an hour about what he felt that the Cardinals had to do to get this win, and this is a special game. I mean, obviously he wants wins, but this is a special game because obviously he coached at this program, and he wanted to make sure that he comes out, has his squad put in a good showing, and see if they can get the W.
Well, and a Blaine team that 3-1, 3 wins all against section opponents and conference opponents. And their only loss to a team from Wisconsin when they were missing some of their top guns.
Yeah, some of their players are also football players, and they were playing in the All-Star game, so they were away from it. They've got those guys back, which obviously contributes to the depth of this squad.
Call set to jump against Aurelius. and get this one underway.
Call one of those basketball players.
Football players?
I mean football players, sorry. Well, he's also a basketball player. But,
well, obviously.
Yeah.
Cardinals win the tip quickly to the other end. McGrath spins inside, can't get it to fall. Scramble for the rebound, tipped by Holland, and now recovered by Tyler Strand. Blaine will slow it down a little bit.
Well, that's what
Tony
they like to
Strand.
do. They like to keep it slow. They like to play their own slower pace.
And the Cardinals, of course, have found so mumuch success running a 1-3-1 defense over the last couple of years. If teams are allowed to settle into a half-court offense, there are some openings on the perimeter. They were certainly exploited the other night for the Cardinals in their loss against Cambridge Isani. Aurelius getting in the passing lane, getting a steal, reached Mon the other way.
Cardinals average over 29 forced turnovers a game. In fact, 28 against Champlain Park last game out. So that's going to be important for them tonight.
Aurelius lost the handle a little bit, recovers it into the corner. Chased back out up top by Tyler Strand. Hands off to McGrath. High post for Holland. Turns, shoots. That one is not going to roll home. The rebound by Timothy Williams for Blaine.
Yeah, finishing is so important. That's one of the keys Coach O'Gorick told me. We need to finish. They didn't do enough of it at Champlain Park.
Call into the paint is pass mishandled a bit by Tyler Strand. Now looking for help, gets it out to Tony Strand. Strand covered by Mon, steps inside, spins out of the corner, up top for Williams. Three-point opportunity for Larson is good.
Now, we talked about their efficiency from beyond the arc. Jen mentioned that they were over 50, in fact, 55% against Centennial, and that's one of the things Cardinals are going to have to guard against.
Jordan Doe handling on the right side for the Cardinals. Reese Mon will look to answer from three-point range. No good. Tony Strand has the rebound, quickly pushes ahead for Call. Call drives against Holland, and it's offensive foul against Call.
Yeah, he extended his arm as he was going in the lane. Take another look at the three-pointer again. They work the ball around the perimeter well, and then Larson, who we ISO'd in the beginning of this game, drops the three.
Well, we saw it for in that Cambridge game. What the Blue Jackets did to build the lead was hit a lot of three-pointers. They had one guy who had 10 from beyond the arc and had 39 on the night. Good hands in the lane by Williams. Recovered by the Bengals. Tony Strand into the other end, across for Williams, high near the mid-center court line. Larson on the right side, drives, hands it off to Call. Little jump shot is good.
Yeah, again, the defense went in to cover Larson, and Call's right there, a little soft little bunny dropping it. 5-0 lead for the Bengals here.
Jordan Doe looked to drive, now stepping back, wants to pass off. Has Aurelius up top, left-handed drive, pulls up and leaves it short off the backboard. Call running the offense the other way. Hands it off to Larson into the corner. Tony Strand for three. They're too much on it. Jordan Doe gets the rebound off the backside. He wants to run the length. Does, and somehow not fouled, but the block is there for the Bengals.
Yeah, Coach O'Gorick, puzzled look on his face, felt that there was some reason to call a penalty, but they did not. Felt that there was a little contact.
Williams gets it into the front court. Call to Tony Strand on the right side. Call back up top. Larson left side into the corner. Williams into the post. Strand to Call. Lays it up and in.
Yeah, they do a nice job with Call underneath, and you can see they feed him underneath. 7-0 lead for the Bengals. Coach O can't be happy with the fact that his squad hasn't scored yet.
Jordan Doe inside will get the Cardinals on the board.
And that's a good point, Howie, about how physical this Blaine team is. Coach O talked about it earlier this week that their team needs to match that physicality against the Blaine team and force them out of the paint. And also the battle of the boards. I mean, they're getting second chance points right now, and you get Coon Rapids, who's just going up for one shot, and then it's going back the other way. They need to get second, third opportunities on the offense.
Yeah.
Reese Mon going to be called for the reach in on Tony Strand.
And that's what it's going to disturb Coach O the most is that we see Jordan Doe able to gain the edge here, is the fact that they've only had one opportunity on the offensive end before Blaine gets that defensive rebound. And I know that's what he talked about. If we're only going to get that one opportunity, we need to finish.
David Asamea the first off the bench for the Cardinals. He's had some nice nights in the last couple of games out.
Yes, he has. He's been a good player off the bench for the Cards.
Tony Strand on the right wing, up top for call. Asame on the defense. Three-pointer for Larson, it's good.
Yeah, again, defensively, you've got to step out. You've got to trouble him. Larson is so good from outside.
Up top, Mon thought about the shot, drives high off the glass, got the foul, will go to the line and shoot two.
That could be a key for Coon Rapids tonight, is getting some of their key players in foul trouble early so that they can open up the paint a little bit and get those drives and finish in the hole.
Yeah, well, they'll do their best, obviously, to score whatever way they can. You are correct, and it's just a matter of pressure.
Mon able to hit the first. Off the miss, Aurelius can't get it to go, gets his own rebound again. Shot won't fall from the corner. Rebound controlled by Tony Strand. Long pass ahead for call. Tyler Strand looked like he shuffled his feet, but kicks it out. Williams for three, off the mark, the rebound by Aurelius.
Yeah, that's what they do a nice job of boxing out, getting that defensive board.
Aurelius, Holland taking it in strong, and he is called for the charge. Tyler Strand standing tall and trying the contact.
Yeah, good defense that time by the Bengals. And that'll be his first, team second. Jaden Palmer in for Coon Rapids.
Some full court pressure from the Cardinals early, trailing 10-3. Bengals pass their way to the other end. Williams underneath is going to get the foul and the basket. Palmer fresh on the floor. Got in the air, and Williams able to finish.
Williams does a nice job of body control when he got up in the air, even after the contact, and able to get the basket.
Off the mark, Aurelius has the rebound. Jaden Palmer there as well. Palmer will push it across for Doe, and now Palmer on the left side in the double team, gets it out to Doe, but he's called for the travel and a turnover back to Blaine.
Yeah, Cardinals can't, obviously it's early, it's plenty of time. Big lead though for Blaine. Cardinals can't afford to turn the ball over.
I would imagine if they score on this possession, there will be a timeout.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Tony Strand had it knocked away by Mon, out of bounds. It'll go to the Bengals, or stay with the Bengals, I should say. I thought it last touched Tyler Strand along the...
So did Reese Mon.
Mon had a piece, Jaden Palmer had a piece, but I thought it was last touched by Strand. Tony Strand in the corner, double team comes quickly. Mon rips it away, and a big defensive play for the senior. Jordan Doe up court, on the run, will take it strong, can't get it to fall. The rebound by Call.
I mean, so good opportunities for the Cardinals, just not getting baskets to drop.
Another steal for the Cardinals. Doe trying to thread the needle for Mon.
Too many white jerseys there.
Larson, a little pump fake, drops it off for Strand. He's blocked by Osama. And then the ball lost right back to the Bengals. Williams gets around Doe, kicks it out. Call in the left corner. Steps in, down low. Tyler Strand, his pass taken away by Doe.
Yeah, Coach O wanted him to run, but they weren't going. They wanted some fast break. He calls his timeout. Down 12-3. I don't think he liked the fact that they held the ball defensively underneath the basket. I think he wanted him to transition, and they weren't doing it, so he called him out to talk a little bit strategy. We'll take another look at that block. Good job defensively. Make sure you block that basket.
Oh, it was Aurelius
that
got
Aurelius
it first.
Behind.
And then Osama got a piece of it afterward.
Coach O making sure talking to his guys, and then of course Coach Arsdorf been with this program obviously quite a while. Great guy, good help to us at CTN. Appreciate everything he does.
It's an interesting story between these two head coaches, Mike Osgard and Mark Arsdorf, say that correctly. Mike, Coach O of Coon Rapids, actually used to be the assistant coach
Correct.
at Blaine with under Mark. I talked to Mike about that earlier this week, and he told me that Coach Arsdorf is basically his big brother of coaching. They two are both really good friends still right now, and they talk about each other's teams. And he was talking about how Coach Arsdorf loves this squad right now, his Blaine team. He said, I loved him when they were on the JV team, and I've loved watching him be groomed up into this varsity squad he has today. And a little bit more of a personal atmosphere with these two head coaches having a past chemistry and going at it.
Yep.
Great timeout. Great timeout by Reese Mon as Aurelius was scrambling on the floor with Patrick Perot. And that was a really smart play by Reese Mon right there. But while Jen was talking and appreciate that information, great pass underneath. And Jackson Aurelius, a strong play to get themselves back on the board. And then strong defensive play at the other end off the miss by Call. It was actually Cardinals had the rebound, then Perot ripped it away, and then a battle by Aurelius in there to get it back, and just an incredibly heads-up play by Reese Mon to call that timeout so the Cardinals maintain possession.
Yeah, and it's important. Obviously, you're not going to want to trade buckets at this point, even though it's early in this game. You're going to want to make those stops on defense, but as Coach O would tell you, you have to convert on offense when you get those turnovers.
Bengals continue in the box +1, bringing the trap, and that pass a little off the mark.
A good
Jackson
thought.
Aurelius.
Well, it was a good thought to get to the ball to the top of the key, out to the perimeter, but as you mentioned, just too much mustard on that one. And Aurelius can take a seat on the bench. Holland's coming in his stead.
Good ball movement. Tyler Strand down low, able to finish for the Bengals.
You know, Jen, shout out goes to your dad for doing stats for us tonight. I didn't know if he's on the payroll or not, but he might have to be.
I think he should be. He's my official statistician, as we dubbed him coming tonight, and he's helping the whole crew out today.
He is, and he's wearing Cardinal red, so I like that.
I'm a big fan of stats.
You know the funny part about
Oh,
that?
big block by Jaden Palmer down low, tied up between Call and Holland. Possession arrow, though, favors the Bengals.
Sorry to cut you off there, but I'm a big fan of stats as well. The funny thing about him wearing Cardinal red tonight is he actually went to Blaine, graduated from Blaine High School.
I hope the stats aren't skewed to the wrong way.
Hopefully not.
So he's got a personal connection to the game as well.
Yep.
That he does.
Shapiro and I have a slight favoritism for the team in red.
We do.
We have been accused of being homers on occasion. Travel in the lane, turns the ball back over to Coon Rapids, trailing by 9, just under 10 minutes to go in this first half. Holland spins, drives, lays it up, but over the top. Osam, great play along the baseline to get up and play it back out off of Tyler Strand.
Yeah, just a smart play, because he realized that if he did not play it off of Strand, that it would have been Blaine's basketball.
Palmer underneath to Holland, nice pump fake, and it won't fall from underneath. Strand, the rebound, Call gets the pass. Here's Tyler Strand, and he traveled again.
Yeah.
And that's a fortunate break for the Cardinals, because he was in great position, and they pushed the ball up the floor very well.
And you go back to that look by Holland. That was normally 9 times out of 10 he's going to drop that one, but unfortunately it failed to fall. And
Doe trying to force a pass through. The Bengals get in the way, and a great save out of bounds by Larson. They push it ahead. Perot into the corner for call. Steps in, now waits. Larson for three. It's good once more.
Yeah, that's the tough situation for the Cardinals. Is that you have to be worried about that underneath game, and they do such a nice job of working the ball around the perimeter and finding the open man.
He hit that right about the midway point. Whoa, the shot by Holland was short, and he's called for his second charge of the game. This time it's Larson taking the contact.
Well, and after Larson hit that three, he already has 3 threes on the boards for tonight.
Yeah, he's a dangerous player. We talked about him as the ISO player of the game because he has that ability to get hot from the outside. You've seen it here so far tonight.
He's got another look. Instead, passes underneath for Tyler Strand. Gets it back. Larson, another one.
Ice in his veins. Boy, he dropped that one. He is unconscious from beyond the arc. And, Coach O knew that coming in, that these guys are very good from the
Palmer
perimeter.
fouled in the corner by Perot. Yeah, and that's what happened against Cambridge. Again, they had the one kid that just got super hot, found the holes in that 1-3-1 defense once they got settled into a half-court offense, and just raining him down, and they need to get a hand in his face.
Well, he has...
Steal by Tony Strand, driving, and he traveled. There was all kinds of contact both ways. One of the cheerleaders got caught up in the mix with Elijah McGrath crashing in, but everybody's up and okay. She already, of the 3 that went tumbling in, almost 4 as Jordan Doe was with him. She's the one that was already wearing a knee brace, but she seems to be okay.
Yeah, she's got a big smile on her face.
It was a travel, so Josh is our camera guy also safe, which is almost as important as the fact the camera is
not
safe.
even close. The camera's the most important thing. Sorry,
O'Reilly
Josh.
is able to hit the long jumper. It's only 2, but at this point the Cardinals will take it.
Well, they obviously need points, trailing by 13.
Perot into the corner. Call back up top. Tony Strand back to Perot. Top of the lane, back out. Strand can't find room against Palmer. Perot down low for call. High post is Tyler Strand. Back out. Perot thought about taking it up. Instead drives, finds some room in the lane, and hits the jump shot.
Yeah, a little hesitation, but able to, the soft jumper, put it in. 22-7 in favor of the Bengals.
Reese-Mon will find a lane. Strand blocks it away. And another offensive foul against Coon Rapids as Mon went straight into Patrick Perot. 3 different players have been on the receiving end of Cardinal charges.
He took the worst part of that fall.
Good movement, open look for Perot off the top of the rim, and he's fouled immediately by Tony Strand. As McGrath got the rebound, and Strand got him on the arm.
That'd be his first personal, team 4th on the Bengals.
Jordan Doe brings it up court. Elijah McGrath high on the left side now. Will drive around the left side, and yet another offensive foul.
Wow.
Second in a row taken by Patrick Perot.
That's his first, team 6th. Just taking a look at that as McGrath trying to gain the edge.
He was there.
He was there.
That was maybe the most obvious.
Yeah, the one before that I wasn't so sure about, but
that to me, the last one I thought he stepped into it.
I totally agree.
But Larson for three, no good this time. Williams battles, gets the rebound back. Up top, around to Tony. Strand drives the lane, finds the seam, and scores the basket.
Well, it's been a clinic so far put on by the Bengals here in the first half with just about a little over 6 minutes remaining. They can do no wrong at this point.
Jaden Palmer gets the foul. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
I think they'll get Larson on this one, I believe. Nope. Perot. That'd be his second, team fifth.
Palmer hits the first. Connor Johnson will check in, and Perot will go to the bench with 2 fouls, but great contribution for him off the bench.
They need every free throw and make they can get right now. Offensively, they're 3 for 11 from the field, and so those free throws are everything you can contribute without the time running down is key right now for this Cardinals offense.
Well, yeah, they need points. Obviously, 3 of 11 from outside is not going to please Coach O'Gorick here in this situation.
No, that's you'd certainly like to be shooting above 30% from the floor,
you would
especially think. As you talked about how the look Holland had underneath. Of course, you've got four opportunities down the floor that ended with offensive fouls. That has got to be a concern as well.
Absolutely.
Palmer able to hit them both. And as you mentioned, Jen, definitely much needed. Any point they can get at this point.
Well, and maybe even more importantly in some ways stops on defense too, because they have to lead the points, but you cannot, again, we talked about it, can't trade baskets.
Palmer checks out. Lucky Morange onto the floor for the first time for Coon Rapids. Williams trying to kick it out, taken away by Oseama, and he will lay it up and in at the other end.
And again, that's what they need, a little bit of spark, a little charge. Not only get themselves motivated, but get this crowd into it as well.
And underneath at the other end, Williams will drop it up and in.
Yeah, then they're just a breakdown on defense. Williams all alone underneath.
Aurelius cross court, Doe into the low post, trying to spin around Strand, able to do so and hit the little fadeaway.
You know, the contributions from Jordan Doe have been great this year, and you know he's been in the starting lineup the last number of games and really has done a nice job.
Bengals in a little bit of trouble, a little mishandled, bad pass in the backcourt, and a wise timeout by Coach Arsdorf.
Yeah.
Just to make sure they don't have to worry about the pressure coming and a possible 10-second violation.
Well, and again, they're up by 13 points, and they want to obviously continue to build this lead, but they have to be careful too as well not to turn the ball over. And those are one of the things he talked about to me when I spoke to him earlier today was, you know, we're committing a few more turnovers than we would like, and especially against Coon Rapids team who loves to score points off transition, is that we can't afford to turn the ball over.
Well, and another key is they are two coaches that know each other very well. They're two programs that know each other very well, and they know that the Cardinals pride themselves on defense. Any defensive stops, they want to make sure that they avoid allowing the Cardinals to build some momentum through their defense.
And right now, both defenses are even in the sense of turnovers. Blaine right now is,
the other end, and another layup.
Blaine has forced 8 turnovers, and Coon Rapids has forced 9. So on that front, it's pretty even when normally Coon Rapids gets the lead on that.
Cardinal fans wanted a charge there as Lucas Larson dropped the shoulder, and this is going to go out off of the Bengals.
We'll see it again as he just headbutted him in the chest.
Yeah, but that was a little bit of a flop.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes you have to sell it.
I say it's a good non-call personally.
I totally agree with you. I don't think it was a charge either. but I think you have to sell it, and he tried to sell that one as well.
Well, remember the first charge of the evening was against Call in the Bengals. Into Morange, down low, spins and scores. Larson around the corner. Williams driving the lane, puts it through.
Now that's what you do to stop a little bit of a streak, is get a bucket of your own. Lead to 11.
Jackson Aurelius in the corner, trying to go across court. That's taken away by Connor Johnson. Johnson to the other end, a little too much on it. Aurelius the rebound for the Cardinals. Morange trying to get around, and he is held, and that's going to be a foul against Johnson.
The interesting thing about Lucky Morange is actually how he got his name. I heard this story earlier this week, and the young player, when his parents came over from Africa, his father was pretty sick. He had health issues, and Lucky told me that it was right before he was born. And his father happened to get better right as he was born, and they named him Lucky because his father was lucky to be alive and have his son in his life.
Okay, you got me choked up now.
Sentimental, Joe.
Joe's all for Clem. Joe's for Clem.
I am a little verklempt. Mm-hmm. That's a fantastic
story. It's a great story.
See, now you got me thinking about him when it's Aurelius with the head fake, and his shot came up short and went out off of McGrath trying to get to the rebound.
Well, Joe got his name. His parents like to drink coffee, and they said, "Oh, it's a cup of Joe."
Cup of Joe.
Hey.
It's not that I'm named after my mother and my grandfather, but
they like coffee as well, apparently.
Yeah. For generations, my family has been coffee
drinkers.
Three-pointer for Holland is good, and that's a big basket for the home squad.
Yeah, that's a spark that now your defense is playing strong as it is. You give a little more fire to them.
Lead down to 8. Bengals slowing the tempo. Tony Strand backs out, trying to go to the back door. A little bit out of reach. This one down court. Osama lost it out of bounds. Pass just a little bit too far for him to catch up with. .240 remaining first half. Bengals an 8-point lead. Tony Strand will get it ahead to Larson. Down into the post for Tyler Strand. Back out to Tony. Strand gets it to Larson for 3. That's off the mark. Williams able to get the rebound. Call a 15-footer. Nothing but net.
Got to do a better job boxing out defensively. You can't give them multiple opportunities. Not a good shooting team like Blaine. And they're going to make you pay, and they did in that instance.
Holland, little floater is short. Punched back up and in by Osama. Wow. And a little miscommunication between the two that should communicate best on
Brothers?
the floor, or maybe not so much.
Well, they yelled at each other.
Of course they did.
Yeah, well, you have
sure.
an older brother.
Well, Tony, the elder brother, was trying to get it to Tyler.
Tyler let him have it.
I'm sorry, they are twins.
Yeah, Tyler let him have it.
Well, Tony was looking for Tyler underneath, and Tyler was stationary, and Tony thought he was moving. You'd think they would be on the same page after all these years, but not so in that instance. Doe's pass is deflected by Call, recovered by Williams. Gets it to Larson. Williams back around into the corner. Tony Strand plays it out off of McGrath. Will get the Bengals a reset. Up top, Tyler Strand. Down low to Williams. Williams ducks through. Pass tipped by Osama, able to keep it inbounds. Leaves it off, and McGrath has the easy basket.
What a nice feed underneath to Elijah McGrath. A great first starter with a great steal.
Great
elevation to draw the defense over to allow McGrath underneath.
Yeah, Osama, what a great play by him.
Yep.
Athletic to get to the ball, to keep it inbounds. Great rebound right there by Jackson Aurelius, fighting off a couple of Bengals to get possession. 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Holland to Osama, back out. Holland wants three. Nobody underneath in red. And all alone for the rebound was Larson. Would have been a huge basket.
It would have.
Probably not the shot you wanted with no presence under the net.
Yeah, I think it may have.
And now the Bengals have a chance for last shot.
I think he may have been distracted a little bit by a defender.
Tony Larson waits for traffic to clear. Three-pointer off the glass and in just before the buzzer. Wow. And what an amazing little turnaround in that last 30 seconds. Could have easily been the Cardinals cutting into that 6-point lead, and instead, just before the buzzer, Strand calls the bank and makes a big deposit to push their lead back to 9.
With interest.
And now Jen down on the sideline with Bengal head coach Mark Arsdorf. Jen.
Coach, your team came out 12-3 run. How do you keep that momentum going moving into the second half?
Well, I like the way we started the game. I didn't like that stretch towards the late end of the second half or first half there where we got a little complacent offensively. They convert turnovers into points really well, and we know that. So when we turned it over, they got buckets on this end. I think we're doing a nice job defending them in the half court, but our poor offensive execution led to some points for them.
What do you change up in the second half to cut down and not let them get so much momentum off of those turnovers?
Well, I think the whole key is to pass it to the guys in white jerseys, you know what I mean? And they're a good defensive team, you know. They're going to make us try to force us into mistakes. Our guys just got to be poised and take what they're giving us, you know. Sometimes we get a little premeditated on what we're going to do. We're passing, they're reading our eyes, and that's how they're getting those deflections and steals.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, a tough first half for Coon Rapids, but they started to come back there. We'll see what happens in the second half. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jen. It's 33-24 as we've reached the half at the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse. We'll take a break, have first half stats and highlights after this. You're watching CTN's live coverage of boys high school basketball.
Oh, it's so nice to all be sitting down together. You can tell me something they did today.
I drew a horsey.
Good for you, son.
I started smoking.
I love you too, sweetheart.
I'm selling bongs out of our minivan.
I got a tramp stamp.
I'm getting implants.
I'm dating your brother.
Uh-huh.
I'm cooking meth in the basement.
Great idea, kiddo. That's why you're so popular at school.
Back at Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse, Blaine a 33-24 advantage as we reach the half. Jen Halverson on the sideline right now with Cardinal head coach Mike Gregorek. Jen?
Coach, you've told me all week you guys have been focusing on finishing on your offense. 4 times down the court, the offense ended in offensive fouls. How do you get your offense more involved going into the second half?
Well, you know, the offensive fouls part of it. Blaine plays good D. They play good help D. And when we're not reversing the ball, when we're trying to keep it to one side and force through things, they're going to be there. So we got to execute within our offense. We got to finish things. We got to finish our cuts. We got to look to reverse the ball, move it a couple times. That's going to open some of the things up. In terms of finishing at the rim, we just got to, you know, we started tight, and we got to put those in. Last game we started tight too. We got to finish when we're at the rim. We got to follow through with our eyes. Plain and simple. We got to follow that sucker through the rim with our eyes.
Blaine has been playing their tempo so far this game tonight, except for that last spark at the end. What do you need to do for your team to get those stops on the defense and shut them down?
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've done a nice job sort of scheming up things, and we got to make some adjustments. Tweaked a couple things, you know, in what we do, and got a couple turnovers there at the end of the half, which we feed off of, and we got to continue to do that. You know, we got to continue to, again, put pressure on them. There's certain spots where they're trying to attack us at, and we got to get them out of those spots, you know. And we got to run to our closeouts. We got to run to our traps. We got to put heat on them at all times.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jen. And, yeah, Howie, they got that lead back down to 6 points late in the half, but then the Bengals able to get the last shot and get a three-pointer off the glass at the buzzer.
Yeah, but the Cardinals were grabbing all the momentum, too, at the end there, and that was a big bucket for the Bengals because now they've got that, they've able to get that lead to 9, and they're coming out here and see if they can continue to play that style of basketball. But for Coon Rapids, I like the spark that they had towards the end of that first half. Yeah,
the spark at the start was named Lucas Larson. Hit 3 3-pointers to help the Bengals build their lead as high as 24-7. But then the Cardinals, as we talked about, grabbed some of that momentum, and they were able to cut into that lead. And get it back to manageable at 6 points. But we saw a lot of strong defense. We saw that spark come for the Cardinals, getting hands in lanes, battling for rebounds, trying to cut down on the Bengals' second and third chances. And that's what helped them cut into that lead back down to 6 with about a minute to play, under a minute to play. And then, as we talked about, the Bengals able to get the last shot, and it went through for 3.
Well, Cardinals will start with the basketball here to start this second half, and I think it's important for them to come out and get some points here on this first possession.
And I think, as Jen touched on in talking to Coach, they need to get this game in their tempo. Holland, another chance right underneath the rim, and it swirled around but did not go down. He ends up battling for the rebound and getting the foul on call.
That's his second.
But that's one. It was a great look to get him there. He did a little fake to get himself some room. But those are the ones that have to go down.
Yeah, they do. And you saw it there again.
Jackson Aurelius called for an illegal block on the offensive end.
That's his first. That's a tough way to turn the ball over here after you worked hard. You missed that bucket, but you kept possession with the foul.
And it down by 9, they need to be able to capitalize on every opportunity they get. And that was just a bad pass. That's going to be it's a backcourt violation. They were looking at one another. Arsdorf arguing that it was tipped
by Coon
Rapids.
Rapids.
Talked, and I didn't think that it ever got touched.
I didn't either. And we can take another look at that if possible and see what they. We'll see it here again.
Another look at it.
This is going to.
We're
not going to see it. We're not going to see it in that.
Yeah, he may have gotten hand, but he didn't. I don't think he touched the ball.
I don't think he did.
And I thought he got hand after the ball had left his hand, and there's a pass that's intercepted by Larson. The Bengals back the other way.
I'm not sure who that pass was intended for. There wasn't a red jersey there.
Ball kicked. Bengals keep it. Tony Strand inbound. Up top to Tyler. Williams high on the left side. Draws the double team. Kicks it over to Tony Strand. Back to Williams. Back to Strand. Call taking his time on the right side. Back up to Tony Strand. Call driving baseline. And a good athletic play to find himself room. He gets the bucket plus the foul.
Yeah, it's going to be on Aurelius.
No, they're going to call it on Holland.
They did call it on him.
And that's number 3 on Marshall.
Yeah, and he's going to have to come out. Only the 1 3-pointer so far on the night for Marshall Holland.
Jaden Palmer will check in and take over.
Now Marshall's averaging a little over 13 points a game, so well below his average here.
Second chance, battered away by Oseama. Back up top, Larson to Tony Strand. Good movement back out. Larson for 3. That's not going. Scramble for the rebound. Palmer able to rip it free and get it to Jordan Doe. Aurelius looking for a hole, throws it up, in and out of the basket. Call has the rebound.
We've seen a couple like that happen for Coon Rapids. Saw that one by Holland just roll around the rim and out.
Doe called for the foul, bodying Larson along the sideline. It'll be his first. But 3 quick ones for the Cardinals, less than 2 minutes into this second half. Call, pass tipped away out of bounds by Aurelius.
I talked to Elijah McGrath earlier this week as well, and being one of the leaders on the team, he told me that one of the biggest challenges this Coon Rapids team has been focusing on lately is team chemistry and just learning how to read each other better and getting used to how each one of each other plays so that they can trust whoever's out on the who's ever out on the court. I was gonna say field, thinking football, you guys. But who's ever out on the court.
Call, little short jumper. Pushes the lead to 37-24.
Well, you can build up chemistry, obviously, in practice, but it's different when you're in a game. Obviously, if you've played it before, you know. And it's only this is only the 5th game of the season, so it does take time to develop chemistry and learn the idiosyncrasies of your teammates.
Elijah McGrath to the line to shoot 2.
McGrath shooting 2 for the Cardinals. Not a lot of free throws in this contest. Cardinals, though, were 3 for 4 in the first half. The Bengals now 0 for 2, both missing both of their opportunities to convert three-point plays. McGrath hits 1 of 2. Larson right side, goes to the corner, kicks it up to Tyler Strand, back to Larson in the corner, tried to feed one through, it's taken away. Mon pushing it ahead, and it's tipped away out of bounds by Tyler Strand. Trying to get Osama behind the defense.
Well, Osama, who was active in that first half, did get the start here in the second half. And again, he's
a fun player to watch.
He is. He's very active, very athletic.
Very long.
Arms.
That's it's a big key for that 1-3-1 defense.
Yes, it is.
Athletes with long limbs at the top can take away a lot of passing options. Osama in the post, and they pass batted away, and Mon gets it back, takes it strong, and that's his second charge as Tyler Strand steps in and takes the contact.
Well, again, he had to know that Strand is right there. He's going to hold his position, and Mon has to be able to do a better job in that situation. I mean, he knew. There was no question that he was there, half position underneath the basketball, and he took it right to him.
A 12-point lead for the Bengals still early in this second half. Larson moves it ahead to Tony Strand, gets it back up top, trying to feed underneath. Williams has it on the baseline, trying to find support, and does. Tony Strand cutting to the lane, drops it up and in.
A nice strong move to the basket. He's able to maneuver his body to get the ball to the outside hand and put it up.
Osama in the lane, able to score. Nice feed from Jaden Palmer.
He has 8.
Call kicks it back out. Larson high on the right side. Call back to Larson on a little give and go. Larson kicks it out. Williams, and now Tony Strand for 3. It won't fall. Rebound controlled by Aurelius. Trying to get it to Jaden Palmer, and the Cardinals turned it over.
There was a little bit of pressure from Blaine, but unfortunately they couldn't get the pass to him and throw that ball out of bounds, turn it over.
Lucky Morange into the game. Call gets through the double team. His pass taken away by Doe, ahead to Osama. Spinning and scoring.
Pretty job on the spin. Realizing the defense was there, the spin allowed him to create himself a little more space, and he got the bucket. 10-point lead for the Bengals.
Williams all alone, and it doesn't go. In and out. And the Cardinals, these are the kind of opportunities they have to be able to cash in on.
You bet.
Williams getting in and trying to force the turnover. Is another look.
Watch the spin move.
What a great athletic, just downright balletic spin.
Is balletic a word?
I was just going to say, is balletic a word?
It is now.
It is now. It's in the Yund and Wagnall's dictionary.
Tell Webster. Send him an email.
Underneath, good look to Osama. He can't make it happen this time.
I know Joe's looking the word up to see if it's an actual word.
You question my grammar? My control of the English language?
Something that
most people do.
Something that we're not questioning is just how much Osama is really creating such an impact for this Cardinals offense and defense, really. I mean, he's been the spark.
Google.
It is a word. Spark. Is it really?
Of course
Good
it
job.
is.
Yeah, you just guessed. You had no clue.
Three-pointer is good for Larson. Keeping that gap high. Osama to the hole. Quick response. And he gets the foul, so he go to line for 2.
Well, and the key to that was Jordan Palmer with the assist.
He's had some really nice passes today.
He did a nice job of finding him underneath. 12 points so far in the night.
A little strong, but Jackson Aurelius with the rebound. Rage back up top. Around they go. Jaden Palmer is fouled by call. That'll be his 3rd.
Yep. That's a big foul. He's called with 10 points. We'll see if he stays in the game with those 3 personals. Now, if you're Coon Rapids, you try and go after him a little bit.
Pass a little too high, but Morange got the opportunity. Oh, what a great play by Lucky Morange underneath. The pass, the inbound by Morange was supposed to go to Aurelius. It was too tall. Osama had an opportunity, but it's off the mark. Great rebound and follow by Lucky.
And he was able to adjust his shot midair that allowed him to get that bucket. And Call is going to come out with his 3 personals.
Until those points were scored, Osama was the only person on the Cardinals offense that had scored this half.
McGrath is a free throw.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm not counting free throws.
Oh, yeah, they don't count the score. They don't count the
I'm not saying free throw. I'm just talking
from
about
the floor.
from the floor.
Yep.
We're getting technical here.
Well, you have to.
But yeah, they need more contributors. There's no question.
Yep.
Reach-in foul going to be called against Jaden Palmer.
Well, and their second leading scorer, Marshall Holland, on the bench with 3 personals. So
yeah, that's a big shot to the Cardinal offense.
Taking his offense out of the game.
I thought it was interesting how you see how much energy this Cardinals team plays with, especially Lucky Morange, who told me on game days he does not eat. Total liquid diet. He doesn't eat. And he said that after, if they lose, he doesn't even eat dinner. He just goes straight to bed.
Big error by Jordan Doe to get up and bat that one. And Cardinal fans want to travel. Osama got in, tied him up, and then they're going to call the foul against Williams. They're going to say steal for Osama and a foul for Williams. His first, team 6th for the Bengals. That's insane. That's the craziest game day ritual I think I've ever heard.
I thought so too. He totally liquid diets it.
Big steal by Strand. Larson blocked by Doe. The rebound by Tony Strand, and he'll get a foul and go to the line to shoot 2.
I thought my game day ritual eating was different, but compared to his.
Well, and just the fact that he doesn't eat
other than wrestlers, I guess that's the one thing. Wrestlers are very common to not eat on competition day. At least it's not until after weigh-in.
Yeah.
But
basketball, I'd never heard of a player doing that. And just the fact that if they lose, he doesn't eat dinner because he's like, I don't deserve it.
That part I don't understand. That would not be my reason for it. But I was a competitor. If we did not win, I was very unhappy and would not eat because I was upset that we lost. But Strand hits both. And the lead now 44-33. Aurelius is stripped by Williams.
I think that was a pass unneeded by Aurelius. 2 defenders there. He had an opportunity to
nice
get a
play
shot.
in the corner by Tony Strand. Williams into the corner. Perot for 3. It's good.
Yeah, and the Bengals starting to build this lead back up to 14.
Cardinals need a timeout. Aurelius, shot that was not really even close, and an easy rebound for Tyler Strand. Perot wants 3 more, this time way too much on it. Long rebound to Jordan Doe. A second chance really for the Cardinals, trying to go underneath. The steal for Perot and the foul for Jaden Palmer.
Let's take another look at that. If they're fighting for position, I think Palmer kind of got pushed a little bit, and that's when he fell in.
To me, I thought Perot came in uncontrolled for the ball. He had control of the ball, but crashed in. There was, I didn't think Palmer really did much, but he did kind of reach out with his hands. It's his 3rd, team 7th, so a 1-and-1 opportunity for Patrick Perot.
Yeah, and these are obviously free throws with a nice lead that the Bengals would like to obviously convert and build that lead up even more.
Hits the first, earns the second. And he hits them both. Jordan Doe across center court. They rotate left side. Marshall Holland back in the game with his 3 fouls. Tried to get it into Asayama in the high post. Tip back out. Mon with coverage, looking for his support. Gets it to Jordan Doe. Pass got away from Osama, and here comes Patrick Perot running the offense the other way. Williams runs into traffic, pushes it out. Tony Strand is there on the left wing. Perot puts it on the floor, gets through some defenders, drops it underneath. The shot off the mark for Isaiah Giles.
I'll tell you, it was a nice look, though, underneath by Perot.
Mon gets the foul on Larson, and the bucket will count.
Basket counts. Foul called on number 20, Lucas Larson. His 2nd.
We'll see it again. Mon is going to drive around Larson. Does a nice job of hanging up and dropping the bucket and also picking up the foul. Big 3-point opportunity for Coon Rapids.
Hits the extra point. Still, the lead is 13 for Blaine. Timothy Williams back across for Tony Strand. Back to Williams into the front court. Little pump fake back for Strand up top. Into the corner, Perot. Double team comes up top. Tony Strand back into Perot in the corner. And a lane violation called against Giles. Oh, they're saying a foul. Blocking violation. Yeah. Jordan Doe to Morange off the mark from 3. Williams ahead to Perot. Underneath, Giles all alone, and I could have scored that one.
Maybe.
Maybe 2 out of 3. Holland on the run, and that's going to be a foul on Perot. We'll put him at the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he couldn't get that one to drop. He was able to gain the inside.
It's been the story of his night, really.
It really has. Been a number of players in this Cardinal team not getting their shots to drop.
Holland's had a couple right underneath the basket that have done everything but fall through the cylinder. He's able to convert on the free throw, though. Second one won't go. Rebound tipped, controlled by Doe in the corner. Drives the baseline. Morange from the corner. The three-pointer won't go. Aurelius has position. He'll take it back up strong. That doesn't go either. Giles the rebound. Tipped loose by Morange. Tipped into Doe. Out to Mon. Here's Holland. He wants three. That won't fall. Rebound by Tony Strand. And the Bengals want to push the tempo.
He did get the shot he wanted in Holland. He did a nice job working around the perimeter and Mon finding him, but just a little bit off.
Strand to Williams in the lane. Nearly tied up. Timeout Bengals. 8:55 to play second half.
Well, the Bengals with a comfortable lead here with that 8:55 remaining.
Again, it's just tough to capitalize and close that deficit when you're getting 3 opportunities on your offense, but you can't close it out and finish, just like Coach O has been talking about this whole time. He needs his team to finish.
Well, when this game is finished, you can go find us on Twitter. Make sure you follow us. It is a tweet for sure.
Twitter?
Twitter? Yeah.
What is
We're
that?
on Twitter. Yeah, you're on Twitter. But you never go on Twitter.
No.
But you are on Twitter.
I do have.
You have 4 followers. And they're me and 3 of my other accounts.
I'll follow you, Joe.
Well, thanks for supporting.
Well, why we support you, Joe?
I don't remember the last time I looked, but I think I was at like 20. I think that outnumbers the number of tweets I've had in the last 3 years for sure.
Hey, there we are. We have
Hi.
a 3-person booth.
Hi, welcome. No warning on that shot. I was watching the game. I was so enthralled. Hi. Now they're talking. Aurelius will drop it in on the fast break, and that is the kind of thing the Cardinals need to happen a lot more often. Quickly to the other end and taking advantage of a defensive stop.
Well, and that's what they do, and that's part of their game, is their transition game off of a turnover.
Aurelius only 6 points in the game.
Aurelius with 6 and Holland with 3. Those are those 2 leading scorers.
4. He's got 4 now.
4, I'm sorry.
But nobody, other than Osama, I don't think anybody has more than that for Coon Rapids. Following the second chance, Strand will go to the line to shoot 2. And that's going to be number 4 against Marshall Holland. He's going to have to come back up.
Yeah, he's frustrated, and you can tell. And I don't. Well, maybe he's not coming out.
Yeah, I was saying standing up.
And he's got to be frustrated with those 4 personals and 10 points below his average.
Strand hits 1 of 2.
Well, Strand and Larson and Cool all in double figures for the Bengals.
Pass to Aurelius underneath. Shot is short, but a great follow by Osayama. Foul's going to go against Morange.
That'll be his second. Team 9th.
One opportunity falls short. Mon is fouled. They're going to say he was fouled before the shot, so it'll be a 1-and-1 instead of a 2-point. Oh, it is. It was on the shot, so it will be a 2-shot foul. Well, that was number 10 on
that
them.
was 10, so it would have been 2 anyway.
2-shot either way. It's number 3 against Larson. And he's able to hit the first.
If you can hit this one, you get the lead under double digits with plenty of time remaining.
And he hits them both. And it is a 9-point deficit. Tony Strand. Little pump fake, gets it across the call. And gets it into the front court. Perot. Defense comes, trapped in the corner. Batted away out of bounds. Bengals keep it. Inbound tipped away by Bond on the rung. Osayame dunks it.
The flush! The flush! Love that.
What a great play by Reese Mon, though.
Yes.
He skied to get to that pass, and then Osayama just took flight, outraced everyone, got the ball, and threw it down with authority. Got a hand in on that pass as well.
Let's take another look at it. We didn't see the Mon play.
That's unfortunate because Reese's play was impressive.
How can you do that?
No. I couldn't do it
with a ladder?
What Reese did.
No, Joe,
maybe with a trampoline. Maybe.
I think you should try it after the game.
Yeah.
With a trampoline. It would only be with a trampoline.
Give me a trampoline. And that pass just out of the reach of Perot in the corner. Strand thought he was moving. He was stationary. A turnover to the Cardinals. And this is not a critical possession, but a big possession for the Cardinals.
It is a big possession because you want, all of a sudden, the low momentum is going back to your side. You want to continue that momentum because not only does it elevate your game, but it elevates this crowd here, which can work in your favor as well.
Little less than 7 minutes remaining in the contest. Turnaround jumper is good for Lucky Mirage.
Also known as the Luckster.
The Luckster.
8-point run by the Cardinals. The Bengals want a timeout as their lead is down to 5, 6:38 to play.
Oh, the Bengals needed a timeout with that lead being dwindled like that. And give credit to the Cardinals defense and the fact that they're able to finish good opportunities and they made them pay, and that's what you need if you're going to get back into this game. Not only do you have to get stops, but you have to be successful and finish, and that's what they've been doing.
The last time they were within 5 was when it was 7-2 and they scored their first basket of the night.
Signs of hopefully good things to come for this Cardinal team here tonight.
They got back within 6 late in the first half. But the Bengals have led throughout. They scored the first 7 points of the game. And since it was 7-2 after the Cardinals' first basket of the game, this is the first time it's been down to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, and again, all of a sudden, this is a different sideline for the Cardinals. This is a rejuvenated bench. This is a rejuvenated squad. They're down by 5. They're playing with the momentum. And again, that's why that timeout I thought was so important for the Bengals, just to try and calm that, settle things down a little bit, get back on the page and play the way they wanted to by slowing this basketball game down and controlling it.
Still early in the season, obviously, but this would be a huge, huge win for the Cardinals. It would be a big win for the Bengals. I think it would be a bigger win for Coon Rapids.
Especially coming back.
Correct. Perot able to get through the defenders, now in some trouble, gets it down low to Tyler Strand. His pass batted away, what a save by Doe, and now they're going to call a foul instead. And it's going to go against the Bengals. Jordan Doe going to the other end to shoot a couple. What a play defensively by Jordan Doe.
Well, again, defensive, and that's one of the reasons Coach O talked to me about a couple of weeks ago with Jordan Doe and how much he brings to this team and the fact that they've elevated him to the starting lineup just because of the presence they give the Cardinals defensively.
Big free throws. And Doe able to hit the first. Just watch the effort by Jordan Doe. Comes in, collapses, strips the ball away, and then dives. He would have saved the ball anyway. He did not go out of bounds. but draws the foul. He hits both his free throws, and it's a 3-point game. It's down to 1 possession here with 6:20 to go. Strand's pass batted away by Doman. Wanted the baseball pass and then thought better of it. Lucky Mirage drives, and that's going to be an offensive foul as Call had position.
Yeah, he was a little out of sorts driving the lane, a little out of control.
I don't know that he was necessarily out of control, but he went around one guy, didn't know Call was standing behind him, and Call had great position.
Less losing control.
He did lose control when he crashed into it.
Yes.
But he put the bucket in. Won't count. Strand will take the 3. It's well off the mark. Fighting for the rebound is Perot. Here's Call.
A great play by Perot.
Into the corner to Perot. Call lost the handle. Mon on the run. Mon will take it himself, and he will score. 1-point game.
Boy, the Cardinals done a nice job of not buckling under the pressure and coming back in this contest to cut that lead to 1.
We're going down to the wire at the barn tonight. 2 big rivals, important early season game. Tyler Strand down low, too much on it. Aurelius has the rebound for the Cardinals. Osayama blocked from behind by Call, out of bounds. Cardinals keep it.
You got to remember that Call with 4. If they can go after him and get him to commit that 5th, get him out of the game. He's a presence underneath that.
Inbound trying to loop it in, and Tony Strand on the run the other way, all alone, drops it up and in.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was going for in that situation. And unfortunately, that turnover leads to points for Blaine, and the Bengals up by 3.
And this time it's going to be a block as Lucky was driving and Call got in the way.
That's his 5th.
No, that's number 4.
Oh, no, they had 4 up there earlier. They must have changed it.
But that may bring him out of the game with 4:50 remaining. See what they decide to do. Lucky able to hit from the line.
This is why you shoot so many free throws at practice every day, because you want it to become just part of what you do.
Muscle memory.
Yep.
Misses the second. Larson tracks down the rebound.
A lot of players start trying to make them with their eyes closed just to see how accurate they can be without even, just with their muscle memory, not even having to look at the basket.
Tony Strand for 3. It won't go. Perot tips the rebound and tracks it down. Larson, long 3, way off the mark. Aurelius has the rebound, and he will bring it up court and now leave it off for Richemont.
And that's probably not the shot that Coach Arsdorf wants his guys to take that far out. Your lead is 2. You want a higher percentage shot.
Turnaround jumper for Osayama is good, and we are all tied up.
That's 18 points for Osayama.
Call. Oh, I disagree with that call.
Wow.
Mon was firmly planted, and Call lowered his shoulder. Much larger player, of course.
Let's take a look at it again. Oh yeah, that's a terrible call.
Big free throws for Call now, and the first one is off the mark. Cardinal fans on their feet, Bengal fans on their feet as well.
Yes.
In the student section, anyhow. But a great crowd. We talked about it a little bit early on, but this is one of the best crowds we've seen in Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse for a number of years. He missed them both. Osayama has the rebound. Lucky Mirage into the front court. Lucky high on the right side, left side for Aurelius, into the corner. Jordan Doe drives baseline. Reverse is good, and the Cardinals lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Doe with a great athletic move to reverse and get the bucket.
3:30 to play in this contest. Cardinals up 56-54. Larson pumps, gets to Tony Strand, dumps it off. Call goes up strong, misses short, gets his own rebound. That one won't go either. The rebound out of bounds. The Bengals get another look. We got the JV Bengals to our right.
We do.
And they're definitely into the contest. I may end up having to stand up to see that end of the court by the time we get to the final minute. Call high post into the corner. Tony Strand for three. Hard off the back iron. Rebound controlled by Osayama. Mirage, nice fake, steps back. Three-pointer will not fall. Bengals have the rebound and Strand wants to run. Strand stops up, leaves it. Perot wants three. That won't fall. Rebound out of bounds. It'll be Bengal ball. I thought it went out off of call, but I also thought he was fouled.
I was just going to say, I think Jackson Aurelius was lucky that he did not get called for a personal there.
I thought Aurelius went over the top.
Yeah, I did as well.
And but I thought it did go out off of call.
Is that your call?
That's my call, and I'm sticking to it. I did have to stand up to see the end of that play, and especially the referee's decision on how it would end.
Well, this wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how this game was going to go. The Bengals had, I believe, was it a 14-point? Was that their highest lead? 14. Nonetheless, Coon Rapids.
Give me a minute.
Coon Rapids does such a nice job of playing defense and getting this lead. 16?
I think, yeah, 16 at 11:15 remaining in this half, or roughly thereabout. The 17-point lead midway through the first half, 24-7.
24-7. Okay.
That was their largest.
Coon Rapids has been outscoring Blaine 32-21 in the second half.
I mean, that's what they needed to do. Obviously, they needed to get stops, and they needed that offense to all of a sudden come alive, Jen, and it certainly did.
Couple of key players on both sides in a bit of foul trouble. Call still on the floor with 4 fouls for the Bengals. Holland on the bench with 4 fouls, only 4 points in the game. Inbound goes to Call, shot off the glass, won't fall. Rebound, Jordan Doe. Cardinals up court. Doe, watched by Tony Strand, up top to Aurelius. Aurelius into the high post. Mirage driving, gets the foul on Perot. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You talk about Marshall not being in there, and I think Coach O likes the way the chemistry with his group is right now on the court, and I think they've got something going a little bit. And I think certainly you want to score like Marshall Holland out there, but I think they like the chemistry and what this group is doing and getting this lead.
Lucky Mirage, a big free throw. He's been a big part of this comeback, and he's hit some big free throws down the stretch. Great minutes off the bench. Osayama has had a really nice night, obviously 18 points. I believe leads all scorers.
Yep.
Lucky only able to hit 1 and 2, but leads all scorers with 18 points off the bench for the Cardinals. And that's huge when you have foul trouble for a leader like Marshall Holland, and then you got Jackson Aurelius that has not. Aurelius thought it was going out off the Bengals and let it go.
Yeah, and Call's been cold from underneath lately. He's missed some attempts short.
But you got Aurelius, who only has 6 points in the game, and you got Holland, I think, 4 points and 4 personals.
Yep.
Call back out to Larson. Larson's been quiet here in the second half. Just the 1 3-pointer early on, has not scored other than that. He's got 15 in the game to lead. The Bengals lost the handle. Osayama can't get it to fall. McGrath tried to get it back to him. It's knocked out by Perot, and Paul's really quite lucky that he didn't get a foul there on Osayama going to the.
No, they did get a.
Oh, they are calling a foul. It's going to go against Tony Strand.
Yep. Big free throws here.
going to put Jordan Doe at the line.
No, it's going to put McGrath.
Oh, Elijah McGrath at the line. They look a lot alike. You'd see how I get them confused. First one is short. These are big free throws.
Oh, no
2
question.
minutes remaining. We saw Lucky Mirage miss one of his chances the last time down. And McGrath misses them both. That's 3 big points the Cardinals left on the table.
Kind of forced that one.
Call pushes it ahead. Perot steps into the middle of the defense, kicks it out, and a travel by Tony Strand. It's a big turnover by the Bengals.
Huge. And now again, Joe and Jen, you got to get points here, I think, and off of this turnover. And that's what Coon Rapids does. That's their game. You know, they prefer to do it in a transition off the fast break, but they'll take it in this situation as well.
Inbound goes to Richmond, back near the baseline, and he will carry up court, watched by Lucas Larson. Ahead to Jackson Aurelius on the right wing. Cross court, Mon kicks it into the middle, Osayam up. Can't get that one to fall. Tried to get through and get the rebound, but it is out of bounds off the Cardinals. Under 90 seconds remaining, a 3-point lead for the home squad. Tony Strand will get it back for call, and I'll take it back from him. Larson down low. Tyler Strand had it batted away out of bounds. Quick hands by Lucky along the baseline.
Again, just get your hand.
And a timeout for the Bengals with 73 seconds remaining.
And again, a smart timeout by Blaine because they want to call a play. Coach Arsdorf wants to draw up a play because they're down by 3, a minute 13 remaining. They've had the momentum the majority of this game up until about a couple minutes into the second half, and where Coon Rapids has taken over since.
Well, really, it's been over the last about 8 minutes since about a little more than midway through. Right at the midway point, they were up 51-36. Think of that.
It's amazing.
51-36.
It's amazing.
Since then, the Cardinals have outscored them 21-3.
Yeah, and that's just playing good defense and capitalizing on those opportunities and finishing. And that's what Coach Joe talked about. Finishing. That was one of his biggest points. I know, Jen, you talked to them in practice the other day. Finishing was so important, something they did not do against Champlain Park the other night. And I think finishing here is showing when you do that, that's what happens. Good things do happen.
Well, and it also shows your mental game. I mean, they have to be mentally tough to come back from such a big deficit that they were trailing the entire game and pull it together. I mean, having a home crowd definitely helps, but I mean, that just shows a lot about what this team is made of.
Well, and if you look across, of course, anytime you get Blaine and Coon Rapids together, it's a long-standing cross-town rivalry. Bengals packed a lot of fans in here as well. Certainly the Cardinal fan base is a little larger and certainly has been a little louder over the last 8 or 9 minutes. But the Bengals brought plenty of support. Call in the middle, and he will get it to fall. It's back to a 1-point game.
Now, if you're the Bengals, you need to stop here on defense. Aurelius, I think, thought about it a little bit, throwing up that 3.
Cross court, Lucky driving baseline, and he scores.
Big basket. Oh, Lucky's hurt. Lucky's hurt. He's grabbing his knee at that.
That's not good.
No, that's not good.
Officials timeout on the floor.
And in a lot of pain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he grabbed his knee as soon as it. I think the way he planted on the floor when he went up for that bucket.
Our trainer, Jeremy, is over to have a look. Coach O over as well. They are going to get him back to his feet, and he's not going to put a lot of pressure on him.
No.
Certainly hope that is nothing too serious.
We'll take another look at it. See what, when he drove the basket.
A great move.
Yeah.
A scary pass, but he got it through. Mirage
drives. It's just the way he came down on it. We certainly hope he's
and
okay.
I don't think he stepped on anyone's foot, but it's possible it's a cramp. Let's hope for cramp. Oh, it looked like an offensive foul by Tony Strand. I was just going to say I thought it looked like a clean block. It would have been number 5 on Marshall Holland, but it's an offensive foul on Tony Strand. The Cardinals a 3-point lead and under 40 seconds remaining. That is a gigantic turnover by the Blaine Bengals.
And we'll see how quickly Blaine's going to foul in this situation to preserve time. Down by 3.
You want this ball in the hands of your best free throw. Oh no, Aurelius' pass had too much on it, and they turn it right back over. The Bengals have another chance.
Wow.
Strand into the corner, Perot for the tie, it's good. Cardinals with the last basketball chance, 15 seconds. Aurelius will drive, and he'll get steamrolled by Tyler Strand. And he's a little lucky he didn't get a technical for stepping back over him.
Yeah.
I've certainly seen referees tee guys up for less.
Wow. Now, Joe, you talk about
8
important free throws.
seconds left. These are the biggest free throws of the night.
Yeah.
You've got to make them. But I mean, there's no question. And then got his foot tangled in there.
Yeah, did he, or did he purposely do that? He kind of looked like he dragged his foot a little bit.
Big time free throws for Jackson Aurelius. He hits the first. Second one won't go. The rebound by Perot. Perot to the other end. Pass too much. Mon has it. Driving. He's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. The basket won't count. The fans will have to leave the floor. This game is not over, folks.
Nope.
He was fouled with about 1.3 seconds. But what a turnover right there.
Wow, that was a phenomenal. And again, just good pressure defense. You get your hands in the passing lanes.
The foul is right there. It's a good, smart foul by Larson.
Well, he had to.
And if it's only 0.7 seconds,
no,
the refs want to talk about it.
I
think they'll put this back. I looked up right when they blew the whistle, and I think there was about 1.3.
They're not putting any time on the clock?
If I was Court Jarsdorf, I would certainly ask for extra time.
Well, yeah, because you can't. You're right, Joe. He's got to ask.
They can't. If you're Reese Mon, you hit the first for sure. But if you hit them both, the Bengals have one chance to try and tie.
No, I think you hit them both.
For sure.
No, we'll see. Yeah, you have to. Well, you have to at least try, obviously.
Yes. But if he misses, it's almost more difficult for the Bengals to get it in a position where they could shoot. But he does hit them both and makes it a 3-point lead. This is a huge win for the Cardinals. Larson before the buzzer, well off the mark. And the Cardinals, what a comeback. Down 17 in the first half, down 16 midway through this second half, and they come back to win 62-59. Unbelievable.
What a game. What a game. What a second half for Coon Rapids. What a job coming back and getting this win, because, as you mentioned, at one point they were down, certainly down by double digits through a lot of this game. But again, you get a lot of heart to this team.
A humongous win for the program early in the season, too. I mean, especially the way they did it, down 17 and 16. But just, wow, what a game.
Yeah.
Instant CTN
Classic. You know it.
That's our second of the week, Shapiro.
Wow.
We're on a roll.
We are on a roll. Right before the holidays. It's a good Christmas present to everyone.
And both were dramatic Cardinal over Bengal finishes.
Yeah, no question.
He is pretty pumped, Coach Mike Ogorek. Jen trying to steal a word with him as he's down on the floor. But yeah, the way they closed that game out, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And Coach O was getting some an expert advisor to stand with him for the interview. Best dressed man in the entire building is standing next to Coach O, and Coach O is standing next to our Jen Halverson, and she's also got one of the big stars of the game. Jen?
Well, David, you had 18 points tonight and were the catalyst that sparked a lot of momentum for your team. What was your mentality going into tonight's game and playing throughout when you knew you needed to?
Just fight through. Came here, first home game, just fight. Do what the coach said, and we win. Took the dub. That's all I'm happy about. It's work as a teammate.
It's a big rivalry game at home tonight. This point in the season, super early, how big was this win over Blaine tonight?
It was big. It was amazing. First game, go home, just brag about it, just be happy. It's amazing. I'm happy about it.
Thanks, David. Well, Coach, a big win. Your team was trailing by double digits the majority of the game tonight. How is it a testament as to what this team can do overcoming adversity like that? How is that a testament to this team?
You know, it's a lot of the culture that guys have built previous years. You know, we struggled for a lot of years. We started to come out from the bottom. And what that team, the hallmark of that team, I think of the 16-17 team in particular, they fought, and they spread that. Last year's group was the same way. We came back, we fought. It doesn't matter what the score is, we battled. Tonight, the same deal. These guys have it. It's the culture of what we do. We're going to battle. We're going to fight you to the end, you know, and our guys did tonight, and we ended up on the positive side of it.
Let's talk about David Osayama. He stepped up tonight, having those 18 points when Marshall Holland wasn't having an on night. How impressed were you with his performance tonight?
David's a special kind of athlete, you know, and one of the things about David, you know, I'm going to say this, there's a lot of this stuff started in the summer, right? There's a kid that's sort of new to what's going on, and he's just a humble kid. He works his tail off. He's always coachable. He does great stuff in the class. Grades are good. He shows up. He's consistent. And so he just continues to get better and learn, and it's no surprise that he steps up like this. He's using some of that God-given talent he has, and now he's learning the game, and he had a heck of a night in his first home game here.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Congrats on the win.
Merry Christmas to everyone in CTN, Coon Rapids Nation. Go Cards.
Thanks, Coach. Well, a big win for the Cardinals tonight. David Osayama with 18 points, and the Cardinals taking home a huge rivalry victory over the Bengals. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jen. And just an unbelievable finish. Just fantastic way to head into the winter break. This was the last day of school for Anoka Hennepin schools. And you know, a big rivalry game, but a huge win for the Cardinals after, a Champlain game where they played the Rebels probably a little closer than they had expected to, but weren't able to get over the top. And then, a pretty solid start now at 3-2.
Yeah, and this is a Blaine team, Joe, that coming in that had three pretty solid wins on the season, and the loss to a very good team, one of the top teams from Wisconsin. So I think the fight on this team, when your two leading scorers combined for 11 points on the night, I think that's huge, and it says a lot for what these guys.
And the guys that came off the bench and just had huge games, Osayama and Mirage, but talk about Jaden Palmer a lot, especially early in that second half, just making some great passes. Reese Mon had a great night, especially on the defensive end, but came up and contributed some huge points at critical times, which, he's more of a defensive specialist. The two guys off the bench were outstanding. Jordan Doe had a great game. Osayama, definitely the story, finishes with 18. But it's just what a fun win for the Coon Rapids Cardinals. And we get to see them again on the other side of the holidays. We will see them next Thursday when they host the team from St. Paul Humboldt. The girls hockey team will take the ice on New Year's Eve midday live at 1 or 3, that is to be determined. I think they have determined it's 3 o'clock. Boys hockey will take the ice against Armstrong on Thursday, January 3rd. And what a way to have a week for us heading into the winter break.
It's a lot of fun, and we certainly want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. And we appreciate all the love and support we get at CTN, and we appreciate the fact that this basketball team came from behind and got a win. That's
down
huge.
17 in the first half, down 16 midway through the second, and found a way to fight and claw their way back and come away with a 62-59 victory. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Jen Halverson and the one and only Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.